Alright, I'm going to restart because I just want to get straight to the point. It's July 2nd, Thursday evening. What's on my mind is Breonna Taylor. I feel as if I've spent the last month and a half on the sidelines, watching over social media, kind of seeing these things play out without really engaging. And I feel like I want to speak out and to take a stand. And my stand is for justice for Breonna Taylor, for equality, and for the evolution of humanity, for things to be different. Here's what I believe. I believe that eventually we will, as a society, as a world, we will move past race, because race in and of itself is, is a label, is a category, it's a method in which we divide people. We think, I'm different because of this, and this separates us. And, in truth, I think, we're human, our essence, our soul, as humanity, we're all one together. We all is one, one is all. What everything that we do contributes to everything that is, whether for the better or for the worse. And whether you think that you're going to experience this or not, I am sitting on Thursday, July 2nd, and thinking about a lot of things. And probably the number one thing that I'm thinking about is Breonna Taylor, and this weekend being July 4th. And I feel like I have been sitting back on the sidelines and watching all of this stuff with COVID, with police brutality, with the racial injustice go on, without engaging, without really, saturating my focus with social media and the craziness that's going on in what seems to be a divided country. And I think my reason for that is I think that the biggest way to accomplish change is to focus on what change you want to see, and to believe for it, and then to go after it, and not to focus so much on what you don't want, rather than focusing on the things that you don't want. I don't want police to do this, I don't want that. Focus on what what you do want. I want to see change. I want to see this defunded. I want to see money go to here. I want to see these things, rather than what what you don't want to see, what you do want to see. And I think, I don't know, I just think of this Saturday being July 4th, Independence Day, the day that we always talk about our American freedom and winning freedom and being an independent country. And it's like, what's so great about freedom? What's great about freedom is what you choose to do with that freedom. And I think about, how can we stand up? How can we accomplish justice? How can we truly show and demand change? And I've been thinking about, Gandhi and the achievements that he was able to achieve for his country, for India, in removing the British Empire and gaining that independence through fasting, and through that simple act of I choose to abstain until I see this change. And I just think about how we're such a consumeristic society, and we consume so much, and we're fed by advertising, and we see companies and individuals, celebrities, friends, family, who don't speak up because they don't want to jeopardize their image, or things like that. But there are companies that are standing up and taking a change, boycotting Facebook, withdrawing advertising, so that way it's clear, we don't want hate speech, we don't want these things, we don't want false narratives and things like that. And I just